Hey everybody, Full Moon Cat here with another Carrion Fields tutorial. And this time I'm going to be covering buttons in Mudlet. So if you're not using Mudlet, you can stop watching this video right now. But for those of you that are playing through Steam or anybody who's using the Mudlet client to play Carrion Fields, this is a good way to kind of enhance your gameplay and not have to be entering text in the command line, but instead have customized buttons on your screen to do certain things. So to do that, go ahead and click on Buttons above here. This will pull up the Mudlet Buttons menu. And what I like to do is I'll create two button groups. So make sure Buttons is highlighted, click Add Button Group. And I'm going to make this button group my character name. Followed by the word actions. So these are going to be things that I do in the game that are usually going to be more like combat actions. I'm going to make sure that my orientation here is set to vertical, and then the location is actually going to be the dock area left. So what that's going to be is to the left side of my text entry, my text scroll here. And I'm going to save that and activate it. I'm going to go ahead and add another button group. And for this one, I'm going to call it my character name, followed by emotes. This is kind of optional, but I highly recommend it, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. But go ahead and make sure that your orientation is set to horizontal, and then leave dock area top as the location for this one, and activate it. So let's go ahead and add an actual button here. So under actions, these are going to be things that I just want to add a button click, be able to do during combat. So let's look at my skills. I'm still level 1, and I've got this wheel kick skill. So I'm going to go help wheel kick and find out that the syntax on wheel kick is wheel kick with no space. So copy that. I don't want to type wheel kick with no space every time. Maybe I don't want to build an alias even to type WK or whatever into the console. I just want to click a button and have it happen. So under my buttons, I'm going to click on my actions, add a button. We'll just go ahead and call this wheel kick. That'll be the text that'll be displayed on my button. And then the command is wheel kick. That's the syntax that the game expects to execute that move. Save the button. Activate it. Now you can see that I've got a bar here with wheel kick as a skill. So let's see what that looks like in the game. So I'm going to fight my fleshy creature. I'm going to kick it. And now all I have to do every time I want to wheel kick is I just hit this button, and it's going to insert that into the game. And I don't have to remember that I have a skill called wheel kick anymore. I don't have to remember the syntax for that skill, because now I've got a button on the side to just do it for me. And that's going to be really nice as I go through the game and I start to gain more skills. At level 3, I'm going to have a dirt kicking skill. I can add that over here on the bar too. Maybe I even want to add hide and sneak. So as I'm going through, I can just click on those as buttons instead of having to type hide and sneak. It really enhances your gameplay. It makes this a little bit more user-friendly as opposed to having to remember all of these skills and rely upon your typing, especially when you're in a really stressful situation like a player is attacking you. You don't want to have to struggle to remember what to do and depend on your fingers to type it all out when you might fat finger something and mess everything up. So buttons are nice for that. The other thing I like to do with buttons is to create some emotes, and this is going to help you with your role-playing, and I'll show you why. So I've got some emotes that I've written out for my assassin character here. So I'm going to add a button, and I'm going to call this one hood rub. And under the command, I'm simply going to copy and paste into the game this emote and activate that. The first time you add a bar to the upper portion of your screen, it is going to mess up this lower area display. To fix that, just resize your window and then maximize it again. I'm on a Mac, so that's a little bit trickier, but once it's maximized again, you'll see it's fixed everything based on the actual viewport size that you now have with a button bar. But when I now hit hood rub, it's going to send this emote into the game for me. Emote unconsciously rubs the fabric of his hood between his thumb and forefinger. So one of the concepts I had for this demo assassin character is he's kind of a shady guy. He's got his hood up all the time. So I really want to emphasize to people that I talk to that I'm a hooded, kind of mysterious figure. So I decided this character has a tick where they are going to mess around with their hood kind of when they're talking to people. So now while I'm talking to people, I can occasionally tap that button to send this through. And it'll kind of give the people a better impression of what my character is all about. So let me add a few more of these. And then this one is going to be a possessive emote, which is a little bit different. So a possessive emote will, instead of just having your character name at the beginning of the sentence, it will be your character name followed by an apostrophe S. And this is going to be a smile. So P-mote, smile, twitches at the corner of his mouth, will enter the text, my character's name, Lafaralin, which I chose from the name generator. Lafaralin's smile twitches at the corner of his mouth is what that will show up as in the game for people. I decided that this character is going to smoke a pipe. That's going to be kind of one of their character features, something I can do kind of while I'm grouped with people that's a little bit more interesting than just standing there quietly. So now that I've gotten those added to my buttons, I've got this top bar of things that I can do. Because these aren't things I'm going to be doing all the time, right? You don't want to be very repetitive with your emotes with people, but let's say, let's pretend these fleshy creatures are people that I'm grouped with. I'm going around fighting creatures and now we've stopped to rest. I might put my hood down and then light my pipe. Pack the pipe. Light the pipe. I might say something else. Maybe we're talking for a little while, and I blow a smoke ring. And then when we're ready to go, I extinguish my pipe, and we move on. And it's just a nice, easy way for me to have these kind of canned emotes that I can throw in without a lot of effort. This is going to really bring your character to life for the people that you talk to, and it kind of makes your life easier. You don't have to remember to do this. You don't have to type it all out and fat finger things. I mean, I'm always making typos. This is just an easy way to have these sort of in your bag of tricks to throw out whenever you want. It gives you options to be a little bit more colorful and less bland as a character, which people will always appreciate. And you'll find that when you do this kind of stuff, then the interactions that you have with people will feel a little bit more alive, and they'll start throwing in their own role-playing stuff. And that's really when the game gets a lot of fun. So that's a way to take a stupid, boring feature like buttons and kind of add it to your role play in this game. And I highly recommend that you do that if you haven't thought about it in the past. It's really going to enhance your game experience.